in offensive productivity last Saturday. Is that something that you thought was just really brewing, for a while? Or, I mean, how do you explain the sudden change with the involvement of that position from week to week?
I mean, I think the things that we did in that game are things we've been doing for months. Just a little bit of carrying those things into the offensive game plan, and then obviously defense dictating that the ball go to us and in our direction. And that's always one of the pieces of this game, the unpredictability of the defense and what they're going to play. And, I'm just excited that, when the ball did come our way, we made plays. We were where we needed to be on time and did a good job attacking the football and doing things after the catch. Really excited for those guys. They had a lot of fun, and that makes coaching them fun that day.
Justin, Chris Cartman, Son of a Source. So in transitioning to Sean as calling plays and going, no huddle, more up tempo, what were some of the things that you took from that perhaps enabled or helped the offensive outburst that you guys had?
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have talked about that. Our play count was higher. Great in the game on the play at home, and it took a little bit longer this week. We went from our kind of 60 to 65 range to 80 plays in the game, and so I think that helps as well from that standpoint. More plays run, more opportunities to generate those explosives and big plays. I think that was a big piece of it. I think obviously going to a little bit of a new system was a challenge. I'm not gonna lie, talked to the kids about that challenge on Sunday and Monday, and knew that it was going to take extra work, extra preparation to get comfortable with our communication process and operating differently. And I was probably more proud of the way that they handled that piece and being able to line up, play fast, play confident on Saturday. A lot of work went into getting them to that point, let alone making the play. And I think that's something that as we continue to stack practice days and continue to move within the offense, those things are going to get better and better, and we'll continue to play confident and fast and hopefully continue to see that kind of production. But I was really, really proud of those guys for the way they approached the week mentally and gave themselves a chance to play fast and play physical on Saturday.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic. Can you talk, Justin, about kind of Jalen Conyers and his breakout game and where you've seen his development?
Yeah, I think obviously we've been talking about Jalen for a long time and working hard to develop, try to be a complete tight end. I think obviously we've been watching him make plays and do what comes natural to him with the ball in the air for a long time on the practice field. It was outstanding to see him, I think, playing very confident and then doing what comes most natural to him, which is, there's the ball. That's mine. I'm going to go get that, And I do think that, those guys, all of them, their run after catch this week, I think they were really hungry once the ball did come their way to do things after the catch. That's something that we train and practice and work hard on. I think that I'm really proud of maybe the weeks before that they really are an unselfish group. It really has not been a problem. They're not a group that's like, hey, coach, what do you have in for us this week? How come I'm not getting the ball? They're not a group of guys that have at all, to me, I've had other groups in the past at the skill positions where that's been an issue. These guys have really been focused on, coach, what do I need to do at whatever I'm being asked to do to get better? And in Jalen's case, he's had a real emphasis on his run blocking. And what you might not have noticed is, he's gone from maybe playing 15 plays a game to, I think he played 29 the week before this week and 25 the week before that. And he had maybe the one catch against UW. And he's playing those plays because he's blocking better. He's becoming a complete tight end. He's starting to understand what we're asking him to do in the offense. And that's helping get that involvement going with the group and giving him opportunities to be truly a multidimensional player. Not just, hey, he's on the field there to throw it, right? That can't be the case. And it was really the work he put in the couple weeks before where he started to show some dominance in the run game too, and they could be counted on that is creating those opportunities for the group and himself.
I want one follow-up real quick. He seems, from a personality standpoint, to be a very upbeat, happy, just kind of life of the party type of thing. Do you guys see that too when we're not on the field?
Yeah, I think he's a really likable, lovable, enjoyable person to be around. He's generally really positive. Likes to have a good time. It's more reining it in, knowing when it's time to be focused and about some business. But, when we have official visits, there's nobody just connects more to kids across all kind of backgrounds and can engage in meaningful conversation. I'm sure he has with you folks too. And those guys, the ones that you enjoy being around, I mean, they're even that much more fun to coach on a day-to-day basis. Having now been with him for quite some time, I really appreciate our relationship. Appreciate that we're in a space where we can tell each other the truth and the things we don't want to hear, and can have that kind of honesty, and can have a lot of fun enjoying our time around each other. And I think, I'm just really blessed with the entire group that way. Like Messiah is an unbelievable human being. Case, an unbelievable human being. I go down my group, but just really good young men. And I think that's one of those things when you look at the character of our football team, the character of the group, when you go through hard times, that's where character gets revealed. And I think the way that our players and staff and the people in this building have approached some difficult stuff, right? Like, you're seeing a pretty cool response. You're seeing people that are working hard and doing everything they're asked to do and doing it at a high level and having fun being around each other. So.
You mentioned the run blocking improvement of Jalen, but as a group, and I know it was a breakout game for the tight ends from a passing game perspective, but just from a run blocking perspective, how would you grade the first 8 games?
It's been a steady trajectory upward, to be honest. I felt like even though we put a lot of production against NAU, that was hands down our worst run blocking game of the season. I was embarrassed at what we put on video, even though we scored a lot of points. I think that's one of those things sometimes maybe the other, general public doesn't see. And it's been really, really just gradual progress with each individual guy working on things that they need to improve at, understanding concepts and what we're trying to accomplish within a scheme better. I think that helps you to know what we're asking you to do in your job. And these guys that have been kind of inexperienced are just, they're stacking those days and that experience, and it's starting to show up on Saturdays. I think we played pretty consistent in our best two back-to-back games in the run game. And to be honest, we're going to need it again this week because these guys are a challenge. Super good up front, maybe one of the best fronts that we face. I think we've had some other good ones in this conference. With these guys, again, a lot of different matchups at the ends and working on the backers. And, it's going to take us playing our best this week and competing and fighting every snap to get done what we need to do in our offense.